After 6 years, Danny McBride wrapped up the Righteous Gemstones with some fitting conclusions for the titular family, though the finale avoided solving one of the biggest Amy Lee mysteries. Eli's late wife Amy Lee Gemstone has largely haunted the narrative of the Righteous Gemstones, with the series premiere picking up a year after her death. While her memory and legacy are constantly referenced by the Righteous Gemstones' main characters throughout the series, Amy Lee only physically appears during interlude flashback episodes, in images or old videos, or, on occasion, in the present as a ghost. As expected, Amy Lee plays an incredibly important role in the Righteous Gemstones series ending. From the conflict around Eli and Laurie's romance to Jesse, Judy, and Kelvin's ability to finally move on from her death, Amy Lee has a constant presence in the finale despite only making a brief physical appearance when Kelvin sees her ghost. However, even though she's a crucial factor in the story resolutions for the Gemstone family members, the Righteous Gemstones finale fails to address what's arguably the show's biggest unanswered question about Amy Lee. The Righteous Gemstones never revealed how Amy Lee died. It was only implied that she died from an illness. Across all 4 seasons of the Righteous Gemstones, it was never revealed how Amy Lee Gemstone died. In the series premiere, we discover that she died a year beforehand and the entire family has struggled to move past her death, but there's no clarification as to what caused her death. The Gemstones never mentioned a tragic accident or even an illness as the reason for her death, but the latter is vaguely implied to be the cause. The Righteous Gemstones Season 1 finale included a flashback to Amy Lee's death, with Eli, Jesse, Judy, and Kelvin gathered around her hospital bed as she took her final breaths. There was a whiteboard in her room with a note that stated "bed rest," though what that illness or injury that order was made for is never explained. However, in that scene, it's implied that the Gemstone family had been preparing for her death for some time, suggesting her death wasn't the result of a sudden, unexpected tragedy. It's possible that Amy Lee died of cancer or another terminal illness, but there will never be an in-universe confirmation now that Danny McBride's HBO show is over. It's still strange that Eli and their kids never discussed what killed her throughout the course of the series, even when they reunited with characters close to her past, like her brother, Walton Goggins' baby Billy, or her best friend, Megan Mullally's Laurie Millsap. The cause of Amy Lee's death was less crucial than the impact it had on the Gemstones. Amy Lee's death changed the Gemstones' lives forever. While it's surprising that Amy Lee's cause of death was never revealed, that question being left unanswered after the Righteous Gemstones ending is still justified. The most important aspect of Amy Lee's death in the series was how it affected the Gemstone family and their relationships, not necessarily what killed her. We didn't need to know how Amy Lee died to understand how much her fate devastated her family and changed them forever. Accepting her death was one of the most difficult experiences that the Righteous Gemstones' main characters have ever had to go through, and their grief led to a variety of heartwarming and misguided choices over the years. Whether Amy Lee had been sick for years beforehand or succumbed to an illness over a relatively short period of time isn't crucial to the story. What matters is that, even though they knew her death was coming, the Gemstones couldn't have been prepared for how deeply lost and incomplete they would feel after she was gone. Why Amy Lee's note was the perfect narration to end the Righteous Gemstones. Amy Lee summarized the major themes of the series. Eli, John Goodman, smiling, looking very happy in the Righteous Gemstones Season 4 EP9 image via Max. The Righteous Gemstones series finale comes to a close shortly after Eli finally reads the letter that Amy Lee had written to Laurie after her divorce from Michael Rooker's Cobb. As Eli reads it, Amy Lee actress Jennifer Nettles narrates the letter's contents, which gives advice about the difficulties of saying goodbye, the challenges that come with change, and the importance of grabbing that light and holding on to the people around you that you love. Ultimately, Amy Lee's letter summarizes the themes of the entire series, wrapping up the conflicts the Gemstones have faced in their struggles with letting go, the hardships of change after Amy Lee's death, and learning to hold on to and embrace one another while still finding that light. From Kelvin's marriage to Keith, Judy's stronger marriage to BJ, and Jesse's reconciliations with his sons to Eli finding new love with Laurie, the endings of the Righteous Gemstones titular family brilliantly reflects Amy Lee's advice to Amy Lee's fate is an important bookend for the series, beginning with the difficult fallout of her death while ending with the bittersweet acceptance of her death and learning how to move forward together. While it may not have been the case at the start of the series, Amy Lee would certainly be proud of how Jesse, Judy, Kelvin, and Eli have changed in the time after her passing and the people they've become by the Righteous Gemstones finale.